Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly. And got a good one for you today. Out in Newport Beach, just outside of Lido Isle. And it's beautiful, you know, great day. But there's a great survey that I want to talk to you guys about that just came out, that more people right now are concerned about inflation than they are paying their taxes. So let's get into it. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And Fox News did a survey, 200 people. And it's below, but it's fascinating because they start talking to people and saying, you know, what is your biggest concern right now? And a year ago, it was taxes. Hey, I'm sick of taxes. I'm sick of paying taxes. I'm sick of what they're using the tax dollars for. And it's changed completely. 81% of the people surveyed said that the biggest concern right now for their business, for their lives, for their families, for their friends, everybody, was inflation. And we're seeing such an inflationary spike in everything around us. I mean, from food to supplies to everything, you know, absolutely everything. Fuel doesn't make a bit of difference. I love walking through this side of it. But think about this. 81% said it was inflation. 72% said that they were upset about how the government spends their tax dollars. And 73% said that they spend the tax dollars in the wrong place and they charge us too much in taxes too. So 1% difference there. People would like to see their tax dollars spent in different ways. I like this. We should give money to the government and they should give it to charity. 16% of the people said that, which is crazy. I'm gonna walk across the street there and not get taken out, hopefully. But guys, this is a huge problem right now. Jerome Powell a couple days ago talks in front of Congress about how, you know, inflation is a problem. And remember the 2% number that we're all dangled in front of it like a carrot. That's what we've got to look forward to. You guys know that that's never going to happen. You know that. You know that when they have their next rate increase, that everybody should get ready for a half-point bump. That would be great. You know, I get people that write me and say, hey, we're in a bull market for the stock market right now. Really? You think so? I think this is just fake and completely unrealistic. You have so many companies out there that are laying people off. You have so many companies out there that are not doing well right now, and they're a victim of what the Fed has done. But Jerome Powell, again, talking about a fat cat who doesn't care about us, who was never voted for. You and I never voted for Jerome Powell. Don't ever forget that. And this guy dictates all our policy on everything that's going to happen to us, and we're in this wait and see mentality with this guy. I'm done with wait and see, guys. It's time to move our lives forward and get everything in order right now. You have to bank on the fact that inflation is here to stay. Nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to accept that. But here's what's realistic right now. When you look at countries like Venezuela, where, you know, there's a story below about this. It is insane how inflation took off there. And we need to look at places like that. We need to look at places like Lebanon also, because people went out and to preserve wealth, to preserve any money that they had, they would buy assets that they thought were worth something. And with that being said, you know, what are you gonna do? Buy a car? You gotta have somebody that's gonna give you money for the car back. Speaking of cars, it is amazing to me how the car industry has completely imploded over the course of the last 4 months, completely upside down. 1 year ago, you could go out and you could, you know, sell cars for, you know, above Blue Book. They would do anything they could to get the inventory. How times have changed right now. The car industry is completely upside down. The inventory is completely upside down. You've got manufacturers that are waiting to have cars manufactured and build them and sell them because no one's buying them. No one can afford them. The interest rates have gotten out of control. People cannot afford $1,000 a month for a car payment. Here online, there is a couple businesses, car dealerships. Hey, what's your car payment? Mine's $1,386. Mine's $1,424. Mine's $2,140. These people are insane, and the idea with this is to get you immune to having a higher car payment. No way, guys. No freaking way, okay? Get yourself out of debt. The Venezuela issue, and you can sit there and talk about how backwards Venezuela is, fine. Have it that way. The other point of this whole thing is that it is upside down because nothing is being done to curb inflation for food, for fuel, and you're going to see a demand for gasoline. Think about this. Demand for gasoline right now is basically dropping in some areas, but the prices are going up. Huh, okay. Zero faith in these people running anything. Millennials right now, okay, are in debt more than ever. People in their 30s, okay? And think about this. What's the biggest culprit? Their mortgages are too high. Huh, okay? What's the second thing? Credit cards. What's the third thing? And you know you're gonna guess it. It's their car payments are too high. People didn't put things into perspective and say, do I really need a new car? No one cares what you're driving. They really don't. Your friends do. You may hang out with people like that. Designer labels, things like that people care about. Is that a real big deal for you? I'm sorry. I really am. I'm gonna walk across the bridge. Sorry for the street traffic. But just a beautiful spot. Beautiful day out here. So, the advice I give anybody is just to get rid of debt. When I talk to my friend, the financial prepper out of Louisiana, here's a guy who's a very successful individual. Him and his wife, Stacy, absolutely great people. But here's the thing. This guy was a welder, owned a welding business, and bought, over a dozen properties, doing physical labor. But his whole thing is get yourself out of debt. This guy, I follow his advice. He's a really sharp guy. Sold all his houses at the top of the market and got out and sitting on the sidelines waiting. Why? Okay? Oh, the real estate market's going to come back. No, it's not for a long period of time, guys. You're going to see something. It's going to take a long period of time. Jerome Powell talking 2 days ago, if that doesn't freak you out about what he said about interest rates and about what they're trying to do, they have no plan at all. So, it's really weird. This is not a business-friendly environment for the world. JetBlue and Spirit Air, which I have flown on, okay? Discount airfares, discount airlines. They wanted to merge. Department of Justice said, oh no, hold the phone. Because of antitrust laws, we don't want you guys together. And, it's crazy. I know a really brilliant antitrust lawyer who's now retired. I should call him and ask him about this. But the thinking of this, guys, think about how insane this is. If you put these two airlines together, they're still not in the top 5, okay? They basically would only control about 20% of the air travel, okay? Maybe you'd get better service out of it. No, we can't have that. We've got to shut this down. So this should concern everybody, okay, when they start doing things like this, because it's not business friendly. It's not designed to spur innovation. It's not designed for anything. FTX, that debacle, it's going to take down that Silvergate Bank that we talked about a couple days ago. You're going to see more problems with this. And now, the Biden White House is talking about, hey, yeah, we're aware of that situation. Yeah, they should be. The banking crisis is going to be an absolute disaster, and everybody needs to have their hand in this right now. There are 2 banks out there right now that were sent to me that have CDs over 6%. And one of them here is Southern California. That's what piqued my interest on this. And you need to look at this. There's basically credit unions, and what they've got is, you can get 6% interest rate. You've got to lock it up for basically a year and a half, and you can start with $1,000 with a $50,000 max, which seems reasonable for both of them. But will people bite on this stuff? Will people go out and start jumping on this? I think that these banks are going to have to pay more interest. We talked about this couple days ago, you're going to have to see this more and more. You're going to have to see banks that are going to have to pay more for this. So, you know, Bank of America, again, one thing that we talked about, which is funny, is Michael Hartnett, who is basically a conservative guy when it comes to banking. This guy steps forward and says, hey, listen, I think that we are 6 months away from a recession. Isn't that ridiculous? Another 6 months. Third quarter, that's when the recession will hit. Guys, it's right now. It's right now. So, share your thoughts on this stuff, guys. It's a beautiful spot. It's a beautiful day out here. This is, you've got Lido Isle that way, okay? This is the peninsula where the Cannery restaurant is on the other side of this condo project. You've got the Duffy boats out here. Just beautiful, guys. Just a beautiful, beautiful day. Calm and get it all to myself. So share your thoughts on this stuff so far, but if you learn anything, you need to take care of your own finances and get things in order. You know, when I sit down with friends and you know, clients and everybody, we start talking about debt, it's like, how are you going to survive? How are you going to survive right now if you sell 20% less? Think about this. The other thing is that people with layoffs right now, all the layoff threats of a recession, you need to look at. You need to look at, is your job secure? And plan on the fact that it may not be. And I've had people, and I had this one woman that, you don't understand, my husband is the vice president at Microsoft, la 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 la, he's never going to get let go. And he did get let go. So happens, guys. Happens to the best of them. So once again, let me know what you think about this stuff so far. I just think that people are really freaked out about inflation, and there's no end in sight to this right now. And you know, when you have things done like home improvements and car repairs and things like that, you've got to sit there and lock these prices down, because you know, it's not bad to sit there when your mechanic says, hey, you need this part. Well, how much is it going to be now? Let me know the price now of what this is going to be, and have him get the price on that in advance. Same thing with home improvements. Same thing with, can you get the doors that you say you're going to be able to paint and put inside my house? Ask those questions, guys. Let me know. One thing that happened after 2008 was that a lot of people and businesses were destroyed. Done, finished. People lost everything. People got divorced. Businesses closed. People filed bankruptcy. Everything, every debacle you could possibly imagine. And one thing that came from that was that you would have business people that would sit there and say, hey, you know, what happened to your credit? Why is your credit so destroyed? Oh, you know, we lost everything, got divorced, and you had an excuse for that. So it gave people a reason to kind of reset and recharge in some of these circumstances. Some home lenders would lend people money and say, listen, you're going to pay a little bit of a bump on the interest rate, but we can give you a home loan because since this time, and they would pick a date and they would say, hey, your finances are okay from that day forward, okay? We're about to start entering a phase when you're going to see businesses get dramatically affected by the health crisis and what happened. I had to change my position because of the wind, but D.R. Horton is the world's largest home builder. And D.R. Horton has a real problem right now that I think we're all about to experience and have a big understanding, a big shift in everybody's mindset. And that's this. Think about this. D.R. Horton has been accused of all these quality issues with their new homes lately. And I'm not talking just somebody's complaining about, you know, drywall spackle. I'm talking about quality issues. I'm talking about framing that is incomplete. I'm talking about them not having, you know, joists that are complete, not, you know, cutting 2x4s in half to piece things together inside of a house, and having windows shift and windows break and electrical problems, so much so that they have dozens of lawsuits about this. And this problem is getting so bad that they want to turn it into a class action lawsuit and put everybody together because of how bad the problem is. This is just the beginning of this. You're going to see such a quality shift that we've had over the course of the last 3 years. Think about this. In 2020, we started to have the supply chain issues. We started to have problems with workers and things like that in every industry. But let's just look at, cars. So many cars were incomplete. Oh, we're gonna get this chip in. We're gonna get this steering wheel in. We're gonna get this in. We're gonna put it together later. I really think that you're going to see people turn down buying products that were built between 2020 and 2022. I think that you're going to see people stop purchasing this stuff because of the quality issues. And D.R. Horton's a perfect example, but they're not the only home builder that has this problem. There's other home builders that are having these lawsuits as well, not to the extent of D.R. Horton, but you're seeing this. Well, think about this. Ford's got, hundreds of cars sitting there that are incomplete right now, and nobody's saying anything about that. Not thinking about it. Oh yeah, I've had people write me and tell me how they've waited 6 months for their vehicle. Vehicle comes in, oh, it's the wrong color, it's the wrong car. I didn't buy this truck. Oh, we have to redo it another 6 months. Why would you take that? Why would you buy that? Do you need a new car that bad that you would, just let go of the quality and not think about it? I think you're crazy if you do that. So, let me know, guys, because I think that people are going to look at this time like they did the 2008 debacle and say, you know what, don't buy anything during that time. That's going to be the excuse from this. It's not going to be forgiven. It's going to be stay away from this. Why would you get a car that has these issues? Why would you buy a boat that could have these issues? Why would you buy a home? Why would you buy anything that could be built during this time when quality was lax and people just piece things together? I don't know. I wouldn't. I would turn it down left and right. So, let me know what you think about this. Yes, they're different things, and I'm comparing two different things, but the forgiveness that people had when people lost everything is one thing. I think that you're going to have people draw a line in the sand when it comes to this stuff and say, I don't want this. I don't want the quality like this. So share your thoughts on all this stuff. Let me know what you think so far. And once again, Blue Water Grill, beautiful. And then the cannery. Used to be nice. Okay? Share your thoughts on all this stuff so far. One thing that I'm getting a kick out of is the armchair quarterbacks that come by after the fact and talk about how FTX, hey, we should have known this. Everybody should have known this. This thing was a scam from the word go, man. There was nothing about this company that was legitimate in any way, shape, or form. The fact that they didn't have an account to hold crypto in for people with their Bitcoin is insane. The fact that they advertised, they paid money to put their names on arenas that you paid for. Don't ever forget that. These people, I don't know how they get out of this. I just don't. I really don't. But now, at a Barron's magazine below, hey, the investors should have known that there was something amiss. Yeah, you bet there was. It was too good to be true. And that's the thing you're seeing with a lot of this crypto stuff, is you're seeing where people went out and they had huge returns and they just forgave, common sense. And that's the thing, when you look at these high CDs, it's different. It's from a bank, but you're seeing a sign of the times right now where it is, with inflation, with interest rates going up, they're going to have to pay more to get people at those banks. It's just that simple. And, it's interesting to say the least. One thing a lot of people have written me a lot about lately was remote working. Hey, Dan, it's the greatest thing in the world. I like, to work remotely. I don't want my boss over my shoulders. I like to drop my kids off at school. Well, now Salesforce, Mark Benioff, who I think is just a character in himself. You want to read some good stories, just search that guy up and his different mindset on things. And after he fired all these people, he needed to go, on a vacation for 10 days to clear his soul and all this stuff. It was nuts, okay? Be in charge. Make your own decisions. Be an Elon Musk and work there. Anyways, Mark Benioff has changed his tune when it comes to remote working. No, get in the office, guys. I don't want you guys remote working anymore. By the way, Salesforce in San Francisco has a huge building that they pay an astronomical amount of money for. And, again, the lights get turned on whether anybody's in that building or not. So you got huge expenses down there for these people, and it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out over, you know, the next 6 months. I think you're going to see more people be called to the office or don't work here. It's that simple. And then you're going to see companies that are completely started with a remote workforce, and we'll see how that works out. So share your thoughts. You know, if you guys are a remote worker and you think it's working, let me know. If you own a company and you have remote workers right now, let me know how that's working out for you, because I really want to know, okay? I'm going to finish this video with these last few stories, and we're going to start with Twitter. Fired Twitter employee says he's out in the job market, and he starts looking, and it's a hot garbage mess, is what he said the job market is right now. Now remember, guys, there's 11 million positions out there to be filled, and we've got the greatest employment ever. Everything's great in the economy, and this executive says that it is a hot mess. I love coming down here to the end of these streets. This is the old shipyard area, you know, where you've got the warehouses and everything, and then you've got the boat storage. Isn't that cool? Boats sitting up there like that, 3 stories. They crane those off. Oh, hey, I'm coming to take the boat out. They'll crane it off for you, put it in the water for you. So it's kind of a dry storage kind of thing, kind of cool. So, hot garbage mess is what he said. Now, another employee was giving Elon Musk a hard time out of Iceland. His name is a great name. Haraldur Thorlinson sit there and says the lack of communication is terrible, and we did this great job for this company and they've treated us horribly. And Elon Musk used the Office Space clip to say, what is it that you do here? And what work have you done? Which is funny because, you know, for those of you that have not seen the 1999 movie with Ron Livingston, basically it's about a company where they send these different executives to come in there for efficiency to see what the company's doing, and Ron Livingston basically says, hey, you know what, I'm sick of this place. And basically I strolled in, you know, about 15-20 minutes late. I try to go undetected. I try to zone out at my desk as much as I can and do no work. And basically, you know, poke my head around so people know I'm here, and then you know, lunch rolls around, and basically you guys maybe get a couple hours a week of solid work out of me, and that's what you're seeing right now. So that's what Elon Musk said to this guy, like, what did you do here that was so important in Iceland? So you're going to see more and more of this stuff, you know, in the future. And again, when I consult with a business, what do these people do here? Everybody should be selling. Everybody should be working on customer service. Everybody should make this place a better experience to do business with. And if you are a one-man band, one-woman show, you should be doing the same thing as well. The final thing is Saks Fifth Avenue is stepping forward and saying, wait a second, the market for luxury goods is starting to turn. Saks Fifth Avenue is seeing less sales in their stores, and they're slowly starting to turn. Not that any of us shop at Saks Fifth Avenue. I used to love getting their Christmas catalog every year because it was insane to see a go-kart for kids that was $7,500. But they're saying the one thing that's going to be good is Saks Fifth Avenue Travel, which I didn't know they had a travel division. But they're saying travel is still strong, and they anticipate that's going to be good. But people are spending less right now. So if that's you, you're part of that, you know, group. And again, people are more concerned about inflation than they are paying their taxes right now. So check out all the stories below. Please don't forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And don't forget, we've got an email list you can sign up for. And if you want more exclusive content, we have a Patreon channel. Onward and upward, guys. I will see you very soon.